Time is 8:40, and for most people, unfortunately, what they know about hypnosis and hypnotherapy involves like some cartoon or some evil thing with the gold watch saying "Stare into my eyes," and then they start clucking like a chicken or something like that. Or maybe you've been to a comedy show or on a cruise where someone has made you fall in love with Greg Brady or something like that. Literally, that happened once. But hypnotherapy is exactly what it says. There is a therapy portion of that can actually enact positive change through the subliminal aspects of your mind. And that's the tip of the iceberg of what I know, but we have a professional here in the studio with us. Welcome, Abby Carruthers. Hello.
Wow, thank you.
You are welcome. Yeah, they just come out of the woodwork. So, there are a lot of misconceptions about hypnotherapy and how it works. And we see a lot of, like the 1960s sitcoms or the movie Office Space, based on the fact that they didn't snap him out of it. And he all this, the wackiness that ensued. Right. But let's talk seriously for a moment, by the way, Abby, about what it actually is as far as from a therapeutic standpoint and what hypnotherapy actually can do for people.
Absolutely. That's such a great question, George. So all that hypnosis is creating a more heightened state of awareness to put the critical mind part of your area to sleep, essentially, to allow access to your subconscious to help create positive changes in your life. So I would just like to quote a study by the American Health magazine, and they did a study comparing different types of therapy. Psychoanalysis was found to have a 38% effective rate after 600 sessions. Behavioral therapy was found to have a 72% effective rate after 22 sessions, and hypnotherapy was found to have a 93% effective rate after just 6 sessions. So not only was it the more effective type of therapy, but it was also the much less costly and much less time investment as well.
And that's terrific, and it's not really sitting there just talking about your problems. It really is accessing that point, because we do all have, we kind of, I don't want to say we all have our own cure inside us, or maybe I should say that because it's true, but it's understanding how to access that and really getting deep inside ourselves and unblocking the onion skins, as it were, the peeling back the onion layers of our souls, so to speak, because we do block out a lot.
Absolutely.
And we put a lot of barriers in our way that prevent us from living the life that we want to live. And through this particular therapy, it's a way of accessing that without really having to reveal any real embarrassing moments of your life to a therapist that you don't really know, such as, when I've gone to counseling, and that's the thing. All right, well, there was this one time in college, it's really, really awkward. In this case, it's not the case. And
that's right, exactly. Because number one, you can't tell, a lot of people are really sensitive to someone delving into their subconscious because they don't know what you're going to find. I don't know what you're going to find. What are you going to put in there? But actually, you are in a conscious state the entire time. You can't be made to do anything that you don't want to do. You can't be forced to share some information that you don't want to share, that you're not ready to share. And scientists have agreed that it's so funny that what you were saying about, the blocks and having everything inside you that you need, because scientists have agreed that 95 to 99% of our daily lives are run by our subconscious. And our subconscious represents 88% of our total mind power. You always hear people saying, we only have access to 11.9% of our minds. That's our conscious mind. That's the one that we make decisions with. But then we have stuff buried in our subconscious, and we don't even have any idea what it is, let alone knowing what kind of messages, what kind of signals it's sending out into our daily lives. So, for example, if you're trying to make a positive change, like lose weight or stop smoking or release that anxiety, logically it makes sense. You make a decision, you analyze it. You're like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this positive change. And then you just keep hitting roadblocks and resistance. And people often have a lot of shame, blame, or guilt around not being able to lose that weight, stop smoking. They're like, what is wrong with me? What they don't understand is that it's actually nothing is wrong with them. There's just something going on in their subconscious that they don't have access to, and so they don't even know that it's going on there.
Exactly, and that's so true. And and sometimes with that, all you need is that kind of boost or really access to that understanding,
Absolutely.
and it comes very, very clear. Now, your services, especially, it looks like, I mean, aside from it looks like standard hypnotherapy. I don't want to say standard, but in other words, I just want to find out if I can be a better person. You also do things with childbirth and also ADHD, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just, I mean, like you had mentioned before, the tip of the iceberg. Fears and phobias, pain control, pre and post surgery. I work with transgender clients, and just literally anything that you can possibly think of. Bedwetting, anything you can possibly think of that someone's having resistance can be overcome with hypnotherapy.
And you have an event coming up at the Care Learning Academy. That's on Ruther Avenue here in beautiful downtown Santa Clarita. That's this Saturday from 10 to noon. And can you tell me a little bit about what that's about?
Absolutely, yes. So I have a very good friend who actually runs the Care Learning Academy, and we were talking about hypnotherapy once because she, like most people, did not understand what it was about. She was like, well, what do you do? And then she had a brainwave, and she was like, well, do you work with ADHD? And I was like, absolutely. And she happened to mention that she has some kids at her center, and she knows a lot of parents in the Valley here specifically whose children are inflicted or suffer from ADHD, which is a physiological condition, and they are resistant to putting their children on medication because of the side effects. And I don't have an opinion either way. I'm not a physician, a medical doctor. So I, don't diagnose, don't prescribe medication, can't tell you one way or the other if you should, but all I can offer is a tool to help with that. So what I'm going to be going over in the event is just some information, some cognitive techniques that you can use to, overcome your signs and symptoms of ADHD, and then just some information on how hypnosis can take those techniques and really start to desensitize some of those messages. Because with ADHD, what it is, it's actually neural pathways. Neural pathways is how information travels in our brain. ADHD prevents some of that information from going all the way through. And so there's a disorganization of information in the brain. So what hypnosis can do is widen the neural pathways to increase the more positive behavior and close up the neural pathways that are not producing the behavior that's I wouldn't say acceptable, but not acceptable. You know what I'm getting at, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And this is an event, of course, again, Saturday, March 1st at the Care Learning Academy. That's 26883 Ruther Avenue in Santa Clarita. And it's free, so bring pen, paper, and open mind in all of your burning questions. You can RSVP to Abby Carruthers, 818-253-4464, hypnosiswithabby@icloud.com, or just go to hypnosiswithabby.com.
That's right.
And hit the contact button there. Abby, always a pleasure. Good to see you again. And
Thanks for
the best of
having me.
luck with this event and also with your business. I'm really excited about it. It's a good chit chat.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was great to be back.
You're welcome. Time is 8:48. We'll be back with traffic after this.